Okay, here's another new model. Actually, it's not a detuned, but a more acceptable, more normal version of the Almond. Still calling it the Almond, but without the half-inch concave, without the really flat deck. Still with retaining the pivotal teardroppy kind of plan shape. I should do a drawing for it, but it's that kind of thing. If I can get my head out of the way, that kind of plan shape. How about I aim it at the camera properly? It's not happening at all, is it? Anyway, without exaggerating the curve in the back with my hands, it is, as you'll see from the picture, if this is appearing on the website, you'll have a little look, you can go to the Almond pic. It's something that continues with curve throughout the back, which means that you have an ability to turn tightly in the pocket. So those kind of plan shapes are renowned for being pivotal. If you can combine a pivotal plan shape with a fin setup that is renowned for drive, then you're probably going to get a feel which is going to be more alive and more exciting than a traditional tri-fin. So, I mean, they're both packages. One's just got a bit more of two different, slightly opposite effects. The tri-fin's a moderate plan shape with a moderate fin setup, and that's why it's worked so well. Or you steer the plan shape a little bit more to the side for the pivotal aspect, so you create this really nice curvy thing to fit into the pocket, but retain the drive and the grip from the quad. Anyway, I think the quad's actually doesn't really work as a square tail or a swallowtail in the version which is the performance shortboard kind of version. The quad works in big fat wide things and fishes and all those kind of more specialized designs, because they're accepting the fact that it's all direction. If you've got a big swallowtail and a quad at the back, imagine a big wide swallow, there's 4 fins, it's all direction, it's all down the line, it's all flat. That I don't love, but it's got its own place. It's a specialized kind of board. To try to use the quad in a way that makes it a usable all-rounder, you've got to free the whole board up so that there's not an overly sort of drivey, grippy feeling of having those 4 fins. And in creating this slightly curvy plan shape and decreasing the tail area towards the back, where it's just this really nice little rounded kind of almond shape, hence the name, you can have the fins a little bit further forward. So you've got the grip really where your back foot is. You don't need to step back over the fins because they're not so far back. And the plan shape decreases in area after the fins just enough so that, again, you don't have to stand over it to dominate it. This way you can stand in the middle of the board and go nuts, do whatever turns you want, and not have to move your feet. Just quickly, the other point is that you've got plenty of grip from having 2 side fins in the face of the wave. So imagine there's the fins and there's the face of the wave. Of course, these 2 fins are going to grip in beautifully up there, which is standard for the quad. But also in having a plan shape which doesn't have a square tail running into the back of the wave, if you've got a square and a swallow and they're straight, then you've got to dominate that piece of plan shape as it goes into the back of the wave. If you curve it around, then the only thing that's sticking in is the bit of curve in the plan shape around about there, right between your feet. So if you combine the pivotal plan shape, you get that loose feeling in the pocket, but you also get an ability to hang really high, which means that with that confidence of hanging high, you get a mental feeling of like, wow, I can stand anywhere on this board. That always makes you feel confident and more powerful on the board. Use that ability to hang high, drop down, come off the bottom, and unlike a square tail or a swallowtail, which has got to go a little bit more directionally, this thing can come screeching straight back up because there's a curve in the plan shape that allows that in combo with the grip of the fins and the drive. Seriously, the turns you can get underneath the lip on these kind of plan shapes, on this kind of combination, yeah, I don't even know what I was saying then, but the pocket ability, or the snap in the pocket ability, is just through the roof. And I did actually a turn that I've never done in my life. I'm 50 now, and went under the tube. The tube went over my head, and I came out through a little bit of a curtain. Okay, it wasn't chopu or anything, but at 50 to be able to do a turn under the tube and break out through the thing because of the plan shape and the fin combo, that's a good sign. So I'm pretty into it. Sounds like it, doesn't it? And there's the different backgrounds, so that there's the fireplace, whatever you call it, combustion stove. You don't need to know about that. Just so you don't get that wall, that really dully coloured wall. But look, there's the rest of the house. Oh my God, you're in Greg Weber's house, and how's the view out there? Anyway, signing off. Thanks for your patience.